Hello there. Today we are taking a look at my most overrated board games according to Board Game Geek. So if you click this link on your profile, it takes you to a list of games that you have ranked low, but that Board Game Geek users tend to rate more highly. It'll give you your rating, the geek rating, and the difference between those. So let's go through these 50 or so games. First up, Crokinole. Crokinole should not be on Board Game Geek. This is a protest vote. If Crokinole is a board game, then so is darts, and so is shuffleboard, and so is billiards. It's just not a board game. Secret Hitler, I won't get into the politics of it, but suffice to say, why would anyone play this game when games like The Resistance exist, which do the same thing, and I would argue better? Mad Libs is essentially Phase 10, but with words. It doesn't work very well. The Mad Libs part is shoehorned in. Not great. Battle of the Sexes is obviously super stereotyped and also just stupid. Just women don't know anything about power tools and men don't know anything about fashion. Just what is this? Chronicles of Crime. This is a newer game that I played. Wasn't a huge fan of it. It's essentially a QR code scanner of the game, and the story was not very well written. Had some problematic stereotypes, just, yeah, not great. Time Stories, I've talked about this one before. I didn't enjoy it. I found the story boring. The gameplay was like a choose-your-own-adventure, but really bad. There's plenty of other escape room-style games that are better. Some would argue that this is not an escape room-style game, so it's unfair to make that comparison. I think it's totally valid, and also, if you're seeing it as a narrative game, the story wasn't any good either, so it fails on that account as well. Scrabble, I would rather just read a book. Also, if you're playing with people who are good at Scrabble and know the metagame, it hinges on obscure obscure 2 and 3 letter words. That's not very fun. Clue Harry Potter, it's Clue, but Harry Potter. Hence the low rating. If you know, you know. Pokemon Master Trainer was such an exciting game to have as a child. It's a bog standard roll and move game. Nothing really innovative. Also, when you go to the Indigo Plateau, there are some extremely overpowered characters there that you have to fight. Not very good. Decrypto, I was not a huge fan of this one. I'd rather just play Codenames. It just felt a little long, and the team versus team aspect didn't really work very well. Pictionary Air, this game was bad. I'm considering doing a full video just on how bad this game is, but the app is poorly optimized. It's just bad. Just play regular Pictionary. Uno Blitzo. This one is another one that I don't think should be on Board Game Geek. It's just multiplayer Simon. It's an electronic game. Uno Harry Potter. It's Uno, but worse. Mr. Bill is just old maid, but with some extra rules. Not great. Yahtzee Turbo is an electronic Yahtzee dice game. It's not very good. CNET games aren't usually very good, and this is a sports one. I'm not a huge sports fan, so this is a terrible choice for me, but even if you are a big sports fan, I would not recommend CNET games in general. Clue Mystery Harry Potter whatever ripoff. Also low rating because of that. Tchulcha, this game has the worst rulebook I have ever read, and I should just do a video where I read it verbatim, maybe like as an April Fool's or something, because it's just so ridiculous. Halo interactive strategy game. This game is not good. The components are okay, but the gameplay is not really elevated by the DVD. The DVD is essentially you press a button and you watch a scene from the video game play out on screen, and that's it. Yeah. The Game of Life, I don't like this game. It's all about money and basically getting the highest salary. If you want to play a Game of Life, I'd recommend the card game called Game of Life Adventures. You actually get to do fun things in that one and not just collect money. Bionicle Quest for Makuta, another disappointment. Being a huge fan of Lego Bionicle. The story and the lore and all of that. This game has none of that. It has some light RPG elements, but not very good. The board was pretty cool. You got to puzzle it out and make it out of these puzzle pieces, and it created the whole island of Matanui. But the game is not good. Magical Athlete is another more recent one that I played. I did not understand the hype behind this one. I was pretty bored with it. You make basically 2 decisions the whole game, and that's it. Cosmic Encounter is Space Munchkin. It's Munchkin, but for gamers. It's still not very good. It's just not good in my opinion. Cryptid, I think should have been co-op. It just felt a little bit weird with its attempt to have hidden information and stuff in a competitive game. I didn't like it. Fact or Crap, a mediocre trivia game that does not bring anything new to the table. Doomlings, pretty standard take that card game. Take it or leave it. Hanabi, I've never been a huge fan of. Just the co-op games where you have to communicate in a certain way and you can't say exact phrases. Not my thing. Magical Athlete, again, for some reason. Candyland, I understand that it's a kids game. I think there's better kids games out there. Also, yeah, Candy. Time's Up. Time's Up is a weird one. I don't understand why this one gets so much hype and buzz when everyone seems to hate pop culture party games, and this is basically pure pop culture party game. So it's weird that this one gets so much hype. And also, it's not a game that you need to buy to play, because I've played this game by just writing things down on strips of paper. So I don't understand why this game needs to exist in a physical format. Letter Jam was a bit too obtuse for me. I didn't like it. It just seemed to drag on, and I just didn't like it. The Crew is a fine game. I understand why people like it. I myself am just not a big fan of trick-taking games. So if I was, maybe I would rate this higher. I just have never really liked trick-taking all that much. So it's a 5 out of 10. Azul is another game that just kind of fell flat for me. The theme is bland. There's quite a bit of take that in the drafting of the tiles, and just too many ways to end up with negative points that you can't really do anything about. Cranium Turbo is Electronic Cranium. It still has cards and a board and all that, but some sort of electronic element. It was not better than the regular one. Jump Drive was supposed to be a card game version, streamlined, of Race for the Galaxy. It did not feel like that. It felt worse. I was not a huge fan of it. Off Topic is just a rip-off of Scattergories, and they changed pretty much nothing. In Pursuit is a trivia game, but you can switch teams partway through, so that, I guess, changes things up a bit, but still at the end of the day, pretty boring trivia. Trivial Pursuit Junior, that is just a 3 out of 10. It's just trivia. Monopoly Pokemon, it's Monopoly, but with Pokemon, it's whatever. Monopoly Nintendo, again, it's just a reskin. And I would prefer Monopoly Gamer, because that one actually has Nintendo characters, but it changes the rules significantly and makes it a different game. Here to Slay is from Unstable Games. They basically just make the same game every year, but with a different format. It's always just play a good card on yourself, play bad cards on other people. It gets pretty old. Shark Attack, this game is hilarious as a kid because you get to see a giant plastic shark eating your plastic fish. It requires 1C battery, I believe, and once the novelty of the shark wears off, it's not very good. Killer Bunnies Quest for the Magical Carrot, a game where randomness is king, and it's just not good. At the end of the game, you draw a card, and that is the winning carrot. And so you could play the whole game and lose because you didn't have the one winning card, which I get it. It's silly. It's nonsense. But if I'm playing a silly nonsense game, I don't want it to be 45 minutes long. It's a Wonderful World. This game also was just kind of okay. It just felt like not a cube pusher, but a cube collector. I was just making decisions purely based off of what gave me the most cubes. And I think I came in second place without even really trying. I would rather play something like Seven Wonders, where I feel like I'm actually building a civilization. It's a Wonderful World just felt mechanical and sterile. Villages of Valeria, this is an action selection game. But unlike Race for the Galaxy, you have to wait for everyone else to take their action. And so that slows the game down a lot. I didn't really like that. Quelf is a party game. It's fine, but it's one of those party games that forces silliness. And I tend to prefer party games that just allow people to be creative and silly on their own accord. Quelf does not do that. Chinese Checkers is Chinese Checkers. It's fine. It's a children's game. It works for that, but with 6 players, it just takes way too long. Connect 4 is another game that's fine for kids, but it is technically solved, and yeah. Last, here we have Forbidden Sky. Forbidden Sky was a disappointment. I really wished that it would have gone a different direction than it did, but it's not very pretty to look at. The color for the clouds that they chose was an off-putting purple, and the electronic components for the circuitry and building the rocket were a little bit fiddly, and it just didn't quite come together very well. So those are 50-ish overrated games, and my thoughts on them. Do you think something different? Do you think that these should be rated more highly? Is your rating more in line with the Geek rating? Let me know in the comments. I look forward to reading them, and I will see you next time on Board Games, Bricks, and Hobbies. Take care.